Let's look at your My Math Lab classroom. First thing you'll notice are some announcements. I do post announcements quite often, so make sure you read those. If you need to, you can click on View All Announcements to read all the announcements that I do post. We will talk about all of these tabs later on. For right now, we're going to start the syllabus. And so let's look at the syllabus as we have it here. I'm going to click right here so we can make it a little bit easier to see. This is Math 055 online. My name is Eric Deaton. The most important thing right now to talk about at the beginning of the class is what's required. You need to have a My Math Lab access code. It is required. You cannot finish all the assignments for the final exam unless you have it. It can be purchased at the bookstore, at the Alon bookstore. If you ever have any questions about Pearson or with My Math Lab in general, this is a telephone number that you need to contact. And these are my office hours. If you happen to be in London, Kentucky, this is where I'm at. Probably the best way to contact me is by email. If you do call this number, this is to my office. So if you want me to call you back, make sure that you leave a message. Let's see. A lot of this information you can find out. You can read for yourself. If you are reading this about the no-shows, this is a big deal. October the 18th, as of right now, is the designated time to complete the syllabus quiz in Blackboard. If you do not complete that syllabus quiz in Blackboard by October the 18th, you probably will be reported as a no-show. The reason why I say probably is that date may change. It depends what Somerset does, what they say. I do teach for Somerset Community College, in case you're wondering. This class does have 7 units. You can read those for yourself. The 7 units make up 75% of the class grade. The remaining 25% is from the departmental comprehensive final exam. In order to pass this class, 2 things must happen. You must make at least 50% of the final exam and have an overall class average of 70%. That class average does include the comprehensive final exam, which means just because you make a 50% of the final exam doesn't mean you pass the class. That just means that the final exam grade is included. If you don't make the 50%, you cannot pass the class. The MP grade really isn't a passing grade in this class, so just be aware. I guess that's probably mainly for other situations. You can read this for yourself. December the 11th is the last day to take the final exam. You can actually take it earlier if you want to. The final exam is proctored. You must take it at a testing center at your college. If you do take the final exam, well, let me back up. If you can take it earlier, you can take it earlier if you complete all the units. If you do complete all the units early and you do take the final exam on or before December the 2nd, you can have a second attempt on it. If you wait till after December the 2nd to take the first attempt of the final exam, that's the only attempt that you get. So this December 2nd is a big deal. It's a big date, so keep that in mind. Most of this you can read once again for yourself. December the 6th is the last day to withdraw. You have until midterm to withdraw without my signature. After midterm and through December the 6th, you need my signature. An email usually works, so send me an email. We do have deadlines for every assignment. If you do miss a deadline, or in other words, if you don't complete a unit on time or take the unit test on time, instead of the homework, which is normally set at 70% being required, you have to make 80% to gain access to the unit test after the due date. So, as of right now, the homework assignments are set at 70% to go from one assignment to the next. If you miss or don't take an exit test on time, or if you want to take an exit test after its due date, 80% is required on the homework assignments. Homework is roughly 20% of the class grade. Since there's 7 tests and they're worth 55% each, they're worth approximately 7.9% each of your class grade. Final exam was 25%. We're going to go over the course procedures here in just a minute. I want to talk about the final exams once again. Well, each exam first off has a 90-minute time limit. The final exam has a 2-hour time limit. Once again, you must take the final exam by December the 11th. If you take it before December the 2nd, you can get a second attempt. You do have to take it with a proctor. It is password protected, and only the proctor will have it. The proctor is someone at your in the testing center at your college. These are the due dates. So, let's say that you are working on your homework, Unit 1 homework, and you take the exit test, you score whatever, and it's October 21st. Let's say on October 22nd, you want to take the test again, or you missed the test, and you want to take the test on October 22nd or any day after. Before October 22nd, so anytime through October 21st, the Unit 1 homework assignments only required 70%. After October 21st, the homework assignments require 80% to gain access to the test. The 80%, 70%, those really aren't a big deal because your goal is to make 100%. Correct? Correct. And so I keep talking about the proctored exam. Well, depending on your college, these are the people you want to contact. And some of them have websites that you can fill out a form. So make sure you go through this. Now, the way the course works, that's part of the syllabus I skipped. You see 7 units here, and you see the final exam. I click on Unit 1, and I'm going to click on this link right here because that's where the assignments can be found. And the way it works is, I do have videos. These are not required, but highly recommended. These videos are actual lectures that I will give in a typical class. So the videos for homework 1 are just sections 1, 2, and 1, 3. That's because homework 1 covers 1, 2, and 1, 3. Now you'll see these flags. This tells you that you can't get to homework 2 unless you make the same percent on homework 1. If I click on homework 1, you may be wondering, same percent isn't that easy to get. Well, it actually is, the way the system is set up. We use the MyMathLab system. And something I failed to mention, if you remember a pause I had at the beginning, if you do not have your money or the money to buy an access code at the beginning of the class, that's not a bad thing. You can actually register to MyMathLab with 17 days of temporary access. Just keep that in mind. If you do not have your access code yet, or at the beginning of the class I should say, you can still register and get to work for 17 days of free access. Just make sure you have your code by then, by the 17 days are up. Or after the 17 days are up, before the class is over so you can finish the class. So let's look at a homework problem here. It says, determine the place value of the digit 5 and the whole number. Now let's say that I guess thousands, and I check my answer. It's wrong. Give you a little explanation. And this gives me a second attempt, so I'm going to pick ones. And this is final check. Most problems give you 3 attempts. So when it says final check and I answer it wrong, and red X pops up. But the thing is, I don't have to be satisfied with that. So I'm going to hit similar exercise. What it does is it gives me a new number to look at. If I need any help, I can come over here and use some of these learning aids. Help me solve this. If you click on it and you can go through the process, you'll see the number changes once you click off of it. Some problems have videos, extra videos, author videos. This is a textbook. It opens up to the page of the textbook, has this information. Connect to a tutor is a Pearson tutor. Calculator, just a generic calculator. This is the only calculator that's allowed on the final exam. So keep that in mind. This is the only one. Ask My Instructor will actually send this very problem to me via email. So if you click on that, there's my email address. You can post something in here, some kind of comment, and send it, and I'll receive it, and I will respond. So take advantage of these learning aids. So let's say I'll do this problem. I've done, just help me solve this, whatever. I think I have a better understanding. I still have my red X though, so when I click once for this problem and check my answer, I have an answer. Notice the red check is still there. As soon as I hit OK, green check. It saves it automatically. I don't have to hit save. My grade changes from a 0 to a 2.5 or 6 because I have 1 out of 39 right. And so the moral of the story is I can keep on clicking similar exercise and keep on doing the problem over and over again. So keep that in mind. That's why the same percent or 8% isn't that big of a deal, because you can keep on doing the homework over and over again to get 100%, which is what you really want to get. And this information just is a reminder of what's required and the due dates. This link right here has the actual notes to the videos, so you want to write down everything that you see in the videos. There's also bonus questions. So if you click on this link right here, or this tab, you'll see the bonus questions for each module. If you find that this link doesn't work, I've created another link, the assignments, which brings up all the assignments for the whole class all at once. So if I do click there, if I click view all assignments, you'll be able to see all the assignments for the whole class. And that's the way a typical unit works. And then, so when you get down to unit 7, when you finish that one, you'll be able to take the final exam. Now there is a review, it is not required, so feel free to take advantage of it and practice with it. And this is where you click on for the final exam. Once again, you have one attempt until December the 11th. I take that back. You have until December the 11th to complete it. Now, if you wait until December, if you complete all units and the first attempt on the final exam by December the 2nd, you will have an opportunity for a second attempt. But all attempts must be taken by December the 11th. So, keep that in mind. And there's some final exam information. Here's a formula sheet that your proctor will provide for you. For your Somerset student, you'll click here for the information concerning the final exam. Just read these study plans where you can practice, and that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions at all, just let me know.